what's going on? Welcome to the stream. JD here. It is a Sunday. Weather's looking a little dodgy, so we just figured we'd do some riding indoor. Will you live stream the Black TrainerRoad screen? No, I'm going to go over the calendar and stuff, George. I didn't know what to do today. I was going to race. I was going to ride outside, but I figured not a lot of people necessarily have seen TrainerRoad and what it's about, so here we are. You'll get to see my lovely graph and my ugly pain face. So this is TrainerRoad for those of you who have never seen it. This is the calendar view. I have utilized their new sort of training plan where they generate a training plan for you based on all the information that you have. And my information goes back a long way. You can see sort of with the days, this is the current week that we're on. We're obviously on the Sunday. Yeah, it's going to be one of those. Appreciate you dropping in, George. So we got everything from the weight training, and then we've got obviously our Zwift racing, some walks, a lot of Zwift racing this week, an outdoor ride yesterday with Josh that was about 3 hours long, and today Sunday. So you see next week behind me kind of that we've already scheduled the racings for the ZRL. You can't really see it. And then what the training plan kind of lays out, my days off. TrainerRoad has pumped in the solo rides, and as we move that up, you can see on that top row, we got Z racing every week. I just kind of marked them C and B. There isn't anything really kind of for Zwift racing other than, you know, regular racing. You mark them as your A, B, or C races. C races, basically do them every week. B race is a little more important team-wise, so I just labeled them B. And then it's got your training plan sort of built in. Is kind of how things go. So ultimately, at the end of the day, here we go. We got train now. It'll recommend a workout. But we've got today's, you can see the progression levels, my FTP, my weight, which is about 5 kilos too much. And my watt kg based on that thing. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna chit chat. We're doing Bucket. We're gonna load the workout. It's an hour and 15 minutes. And what you get to watch is this ever so exciting interface at the end of the day. So today's workout's under overs, 6-minute threshold interviews. Primary aim is to improve muscular endurance by bouncing back and forth across your FTP. Ultimately, you load up your muscles. It's a polite way of saying it's going to suck. And then gradually clear them off before doing it again. And again. No pointer in the intervals while your watt is stray far from your FTP. Good to know. Either just below or 95%. Or slightly above at 105. So that's what we're dealing with. A couple of moderate duration endurance intervals, which is fine. The much more demanding extremely more demanding. So there you go. And to be honest, this is about the excitement of TrainerRoad. It is really just looking at your numbers and keeping yourself occupied. Which we're going to do today. Now you can change the viewpoint of it, but it is what it is. I mean, you are probably better off running a movie or something else and going that route. So we're still trying to determine what we're going to do in terms of streaming coming up. Like I said, we got the last of the good weather. I'm kind of probably wasting a day. Although it says it might rain, that's kind of what's kept me indoors. We'll see. But rain's better than snow, 100% better than snow at the end of the day. So, a lot of guys will race on Zwift and run about on Zwift. Zwift is a great platform. However, what it does, racing is good and great for fitness, but there's some inherent problems with racing and just racing and not doing anything kind of structured. And number one is that races, depending where you fit in the group that you are racing, will actually sometimes have a positive effect, sometimes have a negative effect on where you're at. Ultimately, if you are at the top of a group, you're probably not going to work as hard as you could to get where you're going. So the benefits of something structured, and especially threshold training, is that it's going to put you in an uncomfortable place. And you'll see that. I won't want to do this in about 5 minutes. Whereas racing, sometimes you can fall back, get your rest, get recovered, all that kind of stuff. A lot of times training programs like this are designed to put you in the red, push you as far as it can, and then let you recover, and then do it again. To the same extent, you don't want to fall in the trap of strictly structured training, in the sense that you can get into this mindset. You'll see there's these 6-minute intervals. You know it's going to end. And a lot of times we'll push ourselves right to that limit, and that's great. But at that minute, we just kind of let things drop off. Now, a good training program will be designed to push you right to that very, very edge. But to the same extent, if you're not racing, this kind of fitness is largely untested, because when somebody goes, they go. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do a 5, 6 minute, 10-minute effort. You don't know what they're going to do. And you may know what you're capable of, and it's good to kind of know your power numbers, especially if you're racing with a power meter. But at the end of the day, you might have to go a bit further and dig a bit deeper. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. And the other thing is I'll say this about being on the trainer. It always feels way worse than just being out on the bike. Like 160 watts, you can do that all day outside. I'm already feeling a bit of ass discomfort at the end of the day. All right, here we go. Ah, good times, good times. Hey Darren, no, it's just, this is the extremely exciting graphics that you get in TrainerRoad. This is it, it's so basic, but training plan's effective. And this is week 1 of the new training plan. So this is under overs. It's threshold work. It's going to suck big time. Did a 3-hour ride yesterday with Josh. See, now the sun's coming out and I'm going to regret this decision. I was going to ride outside, but it calls for rain and now the sun's beaming out. Had I gone out, guaranteed rain. But I probably won't work as hard outside as I'm going to right now. And the other part is too, is that I would have gone for way longer outside. So how goes the battle, Darren? It's new and exciting. Basically at the bottom, I'm over top of it. You can't see it because there's a yellow line. That's where I am in the workout. There are various, can I move? Yeah, it's kind of there. So my intervals keep getting harder. Interval time at the top. Workout time, hour and 15. Your other metrics, target watts, what my current power is. And you basically see the interval patterns below. There's 6-minute under overs. So when we start getting into this stuff, it's gonna suck balls. And the funny thing is I always find the lows really low and the hards really hard, but that's the thing with intervals, that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Yes, but no, I kind of went through the calendar. TrainerRoad sets things up, monitors what you're doing. So this new training plan that I'm on takes into consideration my big, like yesterday, 3-hour real world rides and everything like that. So, and it takes a look at my training stress for the week and everything goes. And I'm supposed to be working on cadence, but we're just going to work on getting through it. The thing is with structured stuff like this is when it's in a plan, that ultimately it will push you to your edge. Now, Zwift does have some good things, but it doesn't necessarily fit what your goals are. Your time commitment, your recovery, all those kind of things. That is definitely another way to do it. Training peaks. We're getting close to the end of our first under interval. We get some recovery and go to overs. Under overs, sorry. So I've just, for those of you that missed it at the beginning of the stream, had TrainerRoad create a plan, which includes my racing on Zwift, which includes my racing goals, which I have to figure if I can do. Again, we can target Unbound and Gravel Nationals next year. So we'll see. And again, the beauty of Gravel Nationals is that because of age category, it should be, you know, a competitive for mid-ish plus downwards kind of thing. So it's funny, these are 6-minute sets. Power feels really low, but in a couple sets, these sets will go so fast, it's unreal. Like I said, we're set for about an hour 15 this workout. Now you can see on the graph to the left of me on the screen, you can sort of see the power band as well as the cadence band, where we are cadence-wise. The watts will be 105% of my FTP. So 95 are the unders, 105s are the overs. So for me, I don't know if it'll show it right off the hop. It's going to be in, like my FTP is 248, so what? 260, 270 something. And they're shorter intervals, so they look to be probably a minute. So it looks like it's going to be 2 minutes, a minute, under 2 minutes, over a minute. So that looks to be the structure. And I'm just basing that on the spacing. Let me see if I can bring it up on the app, Darren. It tells me 260 watts. So I mean, and they are minute intervals. So the overs are 268, the unders are 231. So 231 for 2. What did I say? 260 for 1, 231 for 2, 260 for 1, and then back to 112 minutes, or 112, back to a 112 watt, 6-minute rest. So, like I said, the first set, this is how this kind of works, is this first under over, it'll feel like nothing-ish. I shouldn't say nothing, it'll feel, but it won't feel terrible. Second one will feel worse. Third one will be, I don't really want to do this anymore. Fourth one will be, oh, thank God we're getting close to the end of this, but this is really going to hurt. And then we'll have our thing. I mean, TrainerRoad, if it is good at anything, it is pushing you to your limit. Bloodbath with TKOM 2 times. Yeah. So we're just going to try to keep above 80, ideally 90, but we'll see where we land. Yeah, I saw that you had streamed earlier. I haven't got around to watching it yet. How'd it go? FRR, it's a good for you for doing that series, man. It's not easy. Unfortunately, I don't have the structure to get in there. Yeah, so they want me 85 to 95 RPM. Just want to kind of be smooth if I can. Nice. Nice. Congratulations. 11th in a series like that is good. Oh. Just trying to keep it smooth. Small surge, 30 watts in 20 seconds. Well, that's good. Your symptoms are subsiding. Just trying to stay in that pocket. Whew. Next interval in 10. We did 3 hours yesterday. Zwift sucks. Majority of my riding is outside, to be honest. Ah. Yeah, I much prefer riding outside. Who doesn't? And some days, it's not always viable. Oh. Key here is get the heart rate down. Relax. Get some fluids in. If you haven't noticed already, there's a bunch of discussion that the program has with you about what you're doing, the purpose of it, and all that kind of good stuff. All right, take her easy. Enjoy whatever you got to eat. You've earned it today, Darren, doing FRR. Whew. And just Next interval. 2, 1, 2, 1. Whew. Whew. Sweat's just a pouring. Oh, man, are you ever happy when those come to an end? And man, do you appreciate these rest intervals. So like I said, with the intervals like this, the first one's kind of, it's like, oh, this isn't going to be so bad. Second one, you can definitely feel the fatigue build up from the prior. The third one, mentally, typically, man, it's like the hardest one I find to get through, because the fourth one, you know the end's in sight. I'm not saying that's any easier because your fatigue is built up even that much more. But something about being the last one always kind of, I think, people are motivated, where if you know you got 2 or 3 left, sometimes it's hard to push through those. And mentally, that's a good part of this training as well, is that you get used to the uncomfortable. Like, my legs are uncomfortable right now, and we're in the recovery thing. I kind of just want to, it's weird because you want to stand up, or I want to stand up and kind of spin them out, but it's too light for me to actually get there. So what I can do is probably stand and spin for the first 30 seconds. Hey, see, it's telling me to stand and stretch. It's too light. It's just too light for me to do that. And the thing is because we are on ERG, if you switch gears, it don't matter. You don't make it any harder or any easier. It's just the same wattage. And the big goal when you're doing ERG stuff is straight chain line. Best for your gear. Whew. Just gonna stretch my back for a second. We'll sacrifice a few watts on the recovery. Don't really want to be stretching during the intervals. Do the work. Get comfortable during the rest. So bringing up my cadence again. Three of four. Whew. Oh. Oh. Next over coming up. Whew. Ah. Like I said, each progressive one sucks more. No doubt about it. Nothing I would have loved more than that to be the last interval. We got one more. There we go. Oh. I can really feel the tension in my back. This was originally planned for Saturday, but I did a 3-hour group ride instead. So fatigue's probably a little bit more than it should be. Oh. All right, last interval coming up in just over a minute. Oh, what happened? Why do we get Indy Velo? There we go. Oh. I just had Indy Velo accidentally launch on me there. Hey Watts Wheelhouse, thanks for the raid. You are being introduced to the ever exciting underovers of TrainerRoad. Yeah, just in time for me to get really quiet for the last interval. Hey Wild PTR. That they are, that they are. And considering I wasn't supposed to do a 3-hour group ride before this, it even more sucks even more. Appreciate the raid. Thanks for everybody over on Twitch. I know I'm extremely lazy in changing my Twitch stream about stuff. Normally it's Swift. We are. Always with the bad choices. But we'll get through it. We get to check the box. And then we get to eat something. Later on. Oh. Cadence is dipping a bit. I can definitely feel this now. Two more overs to go. Second last one starts now. Whew. Bernie. Like I said, fourth set, even though the fatigue is more, mentally feels easier than the third, just because you can see that finish line. It's kind of like when you're racing and you got 10K to go, you're like, hey, it's only 10K. Anybody can do 10K. Hey, Mr. Clown Prince. Welcome to the stream. It is pain time. All right, 2 minutes. Anybody can do 2 minutes, right, guys? Just strictly using the road lav. No cancellation, just direct lav in. A little wind muff. I don't know if you can see that. Take out the fan noise. That's it. Completely wireless. So no big microphone right in front of you to sweat all over. Just a little magnetic clip to keep it there. And the other unit, which is the same size, plugs directly into your computer. All right, last over. You can feel that burn. We're almost there. In the last 10 and 5. Nice. Whew. That was full of suck. Thanks for the follow. Watts Wheelhouse, appreciate that. That gets us to our follower goal of 130. Yeah. No. No, 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 no. Like I said, I could feel earlier so much. I was going to skip this altogether. And to be honest, I'm like, I never usually stream TrainerRoad. I never do it because, I mean, look at the excitement of numbers. But I figured if I streamed it, I'm not quitting. Even though, had I not streamed it, I probably would have hit the first interval and said, yeah, I've ridden enough today. We're good. We don't need to do this. We already got 3 hours in. Structured training, who needs that shit? So, I appreciate you guys being here. I know it's not a swift race. I know it's, like I said, the excitement of numbers and weird little graphs. But you guys kept me motivated not to quit. See, that's the thing. That's why I like racing. Racing makes you push harder because the fragile male ego that I have doesn't allow me to quit in front of people, even though that's like really what I want to do. So I can go afterwards like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I could do a whole nother session. I don't feel any pain. Easy, cake. Not the case, not the case. I do like that it's a little bit of a extended cool down. Because I kind of really do need that today. And then after this, we'll take a nice little shower, probably do an ice bath, hit the cold plunge, throw on some booties, maybe watch some Deadpool and Wolverine, and then Bob's your uncle. Z racing tomorrow, W2RL on Tuesday, followed by gym day, gym day, gym day, gym day. All good stuff. So what were you racing, Watts? What were you up to? What did you have on the go? Whew. I'm not gonna lie, my back, like right on top of my glutes, I feel that like nothing, like no other. I had a whole bunch of suck today. Once this is done, we'll go back. For those of you who've been watching or watching the rerun over on YouTube, you'll get to see what happens after sort of you complete a workout, how it affects the graphs. So this will likely affect my threshold, maybe sweet spot a little bit. We'll go up. If there's any adaptations in the calendar, they should show up. So, and you'll get to see how it all sort of goes. And this is the latest adaptation from TrainerRoad in the sense that it has taken all my data, and one of my biggest bitches about TrainerRoad in the past is that it really kind of just focused on what your big race was and what you did in TrainerRoad, and didn't really take into consideration a lot of the other things that you do, like solo ride, group rides, all those kind of things. Wasn't taking those into consideration. Now, in my case, it always throws a outdoor solo ride every Sunday because that tends to be my MO. And then through the calendar, labeling Zwift races and real world races, it adapts to that. And my other big bitch was like, TrainerRoad, it loves to throw shit at you. It loves to overwhelm you, I felt, when I've done it. And I would just kind of like turn stuff off and not do it. I would listen to my body more than I listened to TrainerRoad a lot of the time. Just because TrainerRoad thought my TSS was about 122 for the week, which is nothing, when it was actually, 5 or 6 when you give all the stuff that I was doing outdoors. So it has now taken that information and included the weight training as well, which you'll see on the calendar, and it is scheduling stuff as such. Now, hopefully, it doesn't put me in a bad spot or a propensity to overtrain. I do my best to regularly take a day off of at least the bike, at least once a week, at the very least. Now, it seems to be working those in. I don't necessarily like where they're putting them, but I am doing my best to kind of listen. I mean, the thing is with AI is it isn't exactly smart sometimes, and it doesn't listen necessarily to you. So you still have to take control a little bit. But this iteration seems to be significantly better in terms of laying out what I would do in a week. So I'm pretty happy with that, and it seems to be within what I would consider a normal range. So, like I said, well, after we get through, this is considered an endurance set, and cool down. We'll get back to the calendar, take a look. Nice little thing, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, is if you want to extend these out another 10, 5 minute, whatever the case may be, if you need to spin a little longer, you're able to do so. The problem being is that there's no real intervals per se at this point. So I missed what it said before that. Ah, well. I think after this, like I said, I got that, or I'll watch the UCI gravel race. I think I've got access to that at this point, so might check that out. It's kind of a lazy Sunday. I've been kind of avoiding doing a bunch of work, which is typical. Like I said, I was avoiding this. Normally we get most of the workouts done bright and early in the morning, but not today. Today we were doing our best at work avoidance, but smartened up and got her done. Which, at the end of the day, makes us a little bit better. And like I said, we got 4 minutes. We'll jump over to the calendar once this is done. Take a look. We'll take a look at how it sort of populates your different avenues, everything from threshold, sweet spot, VO2 max, endurance. So there might be a little bit of bump in threshold with this workout. And then see if there's any adaptations in the calendar. There seems to be a fair bit more adaptation as I switch things around. And again, it's just kind of learning what you do. In my case, it's kind of training what I want to do or where I want things to fall. Because my priority is always outdoors versus indoors, especially at this time of year, because in about 2-3 weeks tops, like that's it for me for outdoor riding for a while, and it'll be months on the trainer. So I gotta enjoy kind of the outdoors while it lasts. All right, almost there. See, it doesn't feel so bad when you get to this point of a ride. You're just like, it wasn't so bad. I guess that's why we all come back to cycling. It's like, the suck really does suck sometimes, but you get through it. And no sooner are you done, 5 minutes out of it, 10 minutes out of it, you're like, it wasn't so bad after all. Which is, it's funny. It's funny to me. We're all wired a little different, I guess. Almost there. And then we can get to this calendar view. Last minute. I always kind of hate these lower power numbers. I just feel like there's not enough leg strength going through my pedals to sustain my body weight, so my ass just gets super sore. "29 seconds. So it looks like total TSS 75, normalized power 192. Cadence is a bit low. Oh, that's for my current interval. What? And there you go. Analyzes the workout. We'll call it hard. So you can see there's the progression levels. Oh. And it's detected a new FTP. Do I even want to do this? So, worked on sweet spot and threshold, those numbers went up. It's just based on the level that you are. Again, this is a new program. Let's detect FTP. So there you go. We've gone from, and I don't think we're going to benefit, like, we're not going to give credit to TrainerRoad for this. While I have been doing a couple things, it's not been the primary thing. It's been outdoor riding. So we've seen a 3.6% increase. You can accept it or keep your current. We'll accept it. I mean, that's the whole point, right, is to push yourself. It may mean that you fail workouts or all those kind of things, but we've gone from 248 to 257. So that's the workout we just did. Again, looking at the calendar, you can see sort of what we've done. There's the strength workouts in there. If you open these up, if I've done it, we've got some pending adaptations. It's added the FTP. You can see we've only done one TrainerRoad ride in like the last little while. So we haven't been doing a ton on here. So that's why I said my FTP increase is not because of TrainerRoad. You can see we were doing some stuff in my calendar. Again, this is back before the new adaptation. You can see they have the red light, green light. There was a ton of stuff. It was saying like, hey, you know, we're estimating you're 207, but you're doing 668. You're going a little too hard. Now the estimations, I think, at this point, if we go back here, yeah, we're still higher, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's detected that. You can see the vast majority of stuff. We've got our adaptations pending. So we're going to preview. It'll show. So it's going to move a little bit higher intensity, or training store, it's going to go what we just did to a different version of it. It almost looks the same. In fact, it does look the same. I don't know if there's really any difference there, like 1 point, but we'll accept that adaptation. It'll adapt the plan. It'll probably change again in that time. But anyways, that's just kind of a quick look at it. And you can see this data goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's interesting. But you know what it is good for is kind of taking a look and seeing what you've done and taking a look at your past. You can see that up until ZRL is done there, we've got everything, Z Racing, everything's scheduled, so all kind of good. But anyways, guys, maybe not the most exciting stream for some of you. Hopefully some of you come back and take a look that are looking to get into TrainerRoad, but that's just kind of what it is. It does work. I will say that. You know, and in this case, this is early on. So again, the FTP detection, it's nice that it has that, that it does detect that and it utilizes the other information. But clearly, as you can see, I'm just starting out. So that increase bump was not because of TrainerRoad. But anyways, remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button. We'll catch you all later. Till next time, see ya.